Hey there Excel users, welcome to my ExcelPowerTips channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can convert a long string of names separated by numbers in a single cell, and you can convert that into a single column list where each of the names are appearing on its own separate row, and also not only the numbers are removed but also things like brackets are removed as well. And I'll show you how you do that using the power of Excel Power Query. So here are the list of names. These are council names and it's all stored in one cell, and all the names need to be split into separate rows, and we also want all the numbers, the sequential numbers which separate each of the council names, to be stripped out as well. And there's also additional characters we want stripping out, like for example this 62 is in rounded brackets. So these are the steps we need to take to do this. So what we need to do is we need to go into the data tab, and then we click on from table, and then when you do that, Excel opens up the Power Query editor, and this is the same Power Query editor which you'll also find on the Power BI program. So the first step we need to do is we need to split this column, and we want to split the column by delimiter. So we, in the Home tab, we go for the split column option and we click on by delimiter, and then the split column by delimiter dialog box opens. And click on the first drop down. You want to enter the type of delimiter. Now that's not on the standard list of delimiters, so there is an option called custom, because our delimiter is a dot. So we put a dot in the custom or period, and then the split at, that's fine. Each occurrence of the delimiter, that option is correct. Then we click on the options for advanced, and then it's giving you the option to split into columns or rows. Now Power Query has detected that there's 316 names split into columns. So that means there's going to be 316 names for the councils. So we don't want to split into columns, we want to split into rows. So click on rows. So that 316 column will be pivoted into 316 rows. Then you click on OK. So as the first delimiter was after the 1, now what Power Query has done when we chose the split columns into rows is put the 1 in its very own row. So we don't want this row with just 1 in it. So how do we go about removing it? Using Power Query. So we click on Home, and then we select the option Remove Rows, and then you click on Remove Top Rows. And here you get to select the number of rows to remove from the top. So we just want the first one, so we can just type 1, click on OK. Next step is remove excess spaces at the end or at the beginning. As you can see, each of the text after the delimiter there was a space, so we want to remove the excess space as well. So we do that by going to transform, and then we select the format option, and then we select trim. And as you can see, it's taken away the extra spaces at the end or and at the beginning, but left all the spaces in between as it is, which is correct. And now the final step we need to take is remove all the numbers and also special characters like brackets, rounded brackets. We do that by clicking on Add Column, and then we select Custom Column, and the Custom Column dialog box appears. So for the custom column, the new addition column, we'll call this just say name. And for the formula, this will be the M formula. So you type text dot remove, then open brackets. Then we enter the field where we want the text to be removed, certain characters. So these are the available columns. So in this case, it was just a councils column. So we just click on insert. And then next thing we do is we type comma, then we type curly brackets, and then we finish off with a round bracket to finish off the formula. So as you can see, there's no syntax errors being detected. So as you type, it checks the syntax Power Query, and if there's no errors, it comes up with this message. Now, so far so good. There's nothing wrong with the formula, but at the moment, we've not specified what to remove. So this is where in between the curly brackets, we enter what we want to remove. So we want to remove all occurrences of numbers. So we type in quotes zeros, and rather than 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we just type in quotes 0 dot dot 9. And then the next thing we need to remove is we want to remove rounded brackets, so comma, rounded brackets. And the last one is rounded brackets, the other rounded bracket, and then finish off with quotes. So as you can see, syntax errors have not been detected. So we click on OK. Now the transformation is complete. We've taken off all the numbers and we've taken off the rounded brackets as well. And each of the councils are on their own separate row. So if you click on the drop down, the filter drop down, you can sort of like get a preview of how the data looks like for the full list. And you can see there's no numbers and there's no rounded brackets. So the last step we do is we load the information back into Excel, the Excel main menu. We click on Home, click on Load, and then click on Load, Close and Load To. And so what we can do is we can put the information into its own sheet or in an existing sheet. I'm going to go for the existing sheet, and we'll specify which cell we want the information to be put into. So click on this button here, and I want the information to be pasted from cell A5 and click on OK, and then click on Load. So once that's all loaded, there's a result. So the result is you've got a list of all your names in separate rows and with all the numbers and the rounded brackets removed, and you can filter the information there. And you can also see that when you go to the bottom of the list, there's 320, about 300 plus rows for the 300 different councils. Thanks for watching, and watch out for my next video.